Hi, welcome to the webinar for the Crib Data Vault. The Crib Data Vault is a new data warehousing tool released by the Bureau. This tool is meant to provide an experience that is easy to use for unpracticed users and highly customizable for advanced users. We'll be going through four main parts of the Data Vault today: the landing page, dashboard creation, stored dashboards, and help. To access the Data Vault, users will be given access via NJCRIB's membership application, CSEC, and can access it along with any other Bureau applications via this site. I'm going to click the link on the web page for NJCRIB, and I'm taken to Central Security. After I log in with my user, you'll see that I have access to two applications, Manage Data and the Data Vault. I'll click the Data Vault to get started. When you first come into the Data Vault, you're presented with the landing page. The landing page is where you can access a variety of areas of the vault. Dashboard Wizard is used to quickly create a dashboard. Data Export Wizard is used to quickly export data from the Data Vault. The Vault is where dashboards that have been created and shared with your user are located. My Portfolio is where the dashboards you have created are stored. Each of these can be accessed via the navigation menus at the top of the dashboard. Additionally, there is a navigation button to the Help Center, which gives further help information about the vault. Let's start by creating a dashboard via the Dashboard Wizard. Again, this is a quick way to generate new dashboards of different types with a set number of filters. If I need more information about what each field means, all I have to do is click the question mark here, and I'm given a guidance around this page. I can see that first I need to select my data source. Next, I need to choose my graph type. I'm going to choose a bar graph. Next, I'll choose my value for my y-axis. For this, I want to show incurred indemnity, so I will choose that. I'll show my chart grouping. I want to do by policy effective date. And now I'll add up to 8 filters. Because I'm showing incurred indemnity, I want to show filters of an injury part, injury nature, and injury cause. So I'll select those by holding down Control after each click. And now I'll name my dashboard. And now I'll click Create. Again, this tooltip can be hidden at any point in time or brought back up via the question mark. So after I click Create, my dashboard is being created in the background. At this point in time, data is being loaded and my dashboard is actually being stored at the Bureau's site. Once it's loaded, the first thing you'll notice is a tooltip that guides you through the various features of the dashboard. Information about the dashboard toolbar, creating new graphs, adding filters, exporting my dashboard, deleting my dashboard, sharing my dashboard, and next steps to get additional help are shown in this tooltip. At any point in time, I can click the X to hide it. So now I'm going to go through some basic steps in my dashboard. Through the Dashboard Wizard, I have this dashboard that's been created with me that's showing a bar graph of incurred indemnity by policy effective date. But I'm going to change that summation of incurred indemnity to be incurred medical. I do that by clicking on the bar chart and going into the binding menu. The binding menu is where I set the values for my graph. So what I want to do is actually change incurred indemnity to be something different, like incurred medical. All I do is click the value and find incurred medical and click it. At this point in time, incurred indemnity is being changed to be incurred medical and is being displayed there. But now I actually want to compare these two values. I want to show how incurred medical and incurred indemnity are compared. To do that, I'll add a separate value instead of changing my incurred medical to be incurred indemnity. And now I'll just add incurred indemnity as a separate value. So this is a way that I can plot two separate values within the same graph. Additionally, I can change my grouping of my data, or in this case, my x-axis. To do that, again, I'll go into my binding menu and I'll look at my groupings, and I see that policy effective date is by default grouping on policy effective year. In order to change that, I can change the group interval. So instead of seeing this by policy effective year, I can change this by quarter and year. Clicking that, the Data Vault reloads my data and displays it the way that I have chosen. Additionally, I can add separate ways of subgrouping my data. Say, for instance, I wanted to show by year how my incurred indemnity is broken up by industry group. Again, to do this, I go into the binding menu, and for clarity's sake and to save space, I'm actually going to remove my incurred medical. In order to do that, I'll click Values and click the little trash icon in order to get rid of that summation. Now, all I have on here is incurred indemnity by policy effective quarter and year. To go back to my year, again, I'll go back to year in my group interval. And then in the subgrouping, I'll choose a subgrouping. And again, what I had stated was I want to see this by industry group description. So by clicking industry group description, each of these policy effective years are going to be broken up by industry group. If I wanted to see these as a stacked bar chart, I go back to my values and I choose the different type. I can go to a stacked bar, a full stacked bar, or back. There's a lot of different options that I can do within this graph. If I go back to the options menu of the graph, I can actually change many properties about this graph. I can remove the caption or show it again. I can change the caption of it. I can add an axis title and change that axis title. After hitting enter, it changes it. I can remove my title for my y-axis or put it back on. And I can change other information about the legend, whether or not I want to show it. I'll put it back, or whether or not it goes inside the diagram. Additionally, I can change the position of it. Well, now I want to see this information as a pie chart. Again, in order to save some space and make things a little bit simpler to work with, I'm going to remove my subgrouping. The Data Vault makes it extremely easy to convert between graph types. In order to do that, I'll use my Convert To menu. By clicking that, I see multiple ways that I can change my bar chart into a different type of chart. In my case, I want to do this as a pie chart. So all I'll do is click pie. And now you can see that my information is now displayed as a pie chart. If I wanted to, I could actually just duplicate and have the pie chart and the bar chart side by side. In order to do that, I click to duplicate current item, and now I can change one of those items to a bar chart. You can see here that both are displayed. There are many different options to enable sharing and searching of dashboards that you've created and shared with other users within your company. The first is tagging. Tagging is a way to add small pieces of information about a dashboard. So for instance, I want to show that this has a pie chart, it has a bar chart, maybe it's for an executive, and it's incurred indemnity. I can add or remove any of these. So maybe I don't want that to be tagged as an executive, but I want it to be instead tagged as a manager. Hit enter and save. The tags are stored with the dashboard. Now, when I share my dashboard, I can choose multiple different companies to actually share with. So I'll choose one company here and share. This is essentially publishing my dashboard for other users within my company to see. Until I do this, no one else other than me can see my dashboard. So I'm going to save it. And as it's saving, the layout, everything about this dashboard is being saved. After it's done saving, I'll actually be able to go and view all of the stored dashboards. The first place that I'll do that is through my portfolio. My portfolio is where the dashboards that I've created go. This is where I can go to find my previously created dashboards and even search on them. After I've shared a dashboard with other users in my company, they would go to the vault to see it. For instance here, I can see that there have been multiple dashboards shared with my user. And since I've shared my dashboard, I see it here as well. In order to quickly access these dashboards that other users have shared with me, all I have to do is bookmark them by clicking the bookmark. At this point in time, those dashboards will show up in my portfolio. Additionally, if I open up a dashboard that's been shared with me, I can copy it and make it my own, and I'll show that. The copy button is up in the top right-hand corner, and I'll give it a new name, My Copied Dashboard, and create the copy. Now the dashboard is copied, and it's pulling up everything about that dashboard that I've copied it from. At this point in time, I can make changes to this dashboard without affecting the original dashboard that was shared with me. Next, let's move on to help. There are multiple different ways to access help for the Data Vault application. The first of which is done when actually editing a dashboard. In order to do this, all I do is click the question mark in the top right-hand corner while I'm in an edit mode. At this point in time, I have multiple different options available to me. I can navigate directly to the help page. I can select a certain video in order to see it alongside what I'm doing. So for instance, if I wanted to see how to create a date filter, I would click that and I can watch this video right here in the page. I could dock it to the bottom, watch it, move it around as I'm playing with it. And I can follow along if I need to. Just like that. Additionally, I can actually navigate to the Help Center. In order to do that, I can go from this menu and click Navigate to the Help page, or from the landing page, I can click the question mark. The Help Center is where additional information about the Data Vault application is stored. Again, access to those video tutorials is here, and I can see them again. There's also information about the Data Vault, a glossary, data definitions, class code lookup information, and frequently asked questions. Each of these are searchable and exportable. So for instance, if I wanted to filter on class code 8810, I can do that. Additionally, if I wanted to search on clerical, I can do that as well. By clicking the Export to Excel button, this information is sent to an Excel document. The last piece of the Data Vault is a way to quickly export your information. In order to do that, I'll go to the Data Export Wizard. From here, I have, again, multiple options for exporting my data. In this case, I want to export incurred indemnity, incurred medical, and incurred total, and have that information grouped by class code and policy effective date. I'll give a name to this file, and I'll click Export Data. At this point in time, the Data Vault is aggregating the data in the way that I specified and exporting it to Excel for me to either open or save. By clicking OK, I can see that my information was exported successfully. And I can see this is done by class code and policy effective date. Thank you for tuning in to the Data Vault webinar. We hope you enjoy.